Are you one of those individuals that has always wanted to improve yourself physically, health wise? You wanted to build muscle, establish some form of agility, and even stamina, endurance, such as you would find in running, swimming, and so forth. And you also thought about maybe, and I'm speaking to a broad audience right now, maybe you thought about joining a martial arts class, but you were afraid. Not necessarily because of the potential of you getting harmed. I mean, some people have that issue, trepidation, but because you were afraid of what someone would have thought of you as a beginner, as an individual just starting out, just learning. Maybe even your weight. And the same is true if you're one of those people who may have wanted to join a fitness class because you were a bit out of shape, maybe never have ever been in shape from a young person up, or maybe you were in shape at one time, maybe you were actually at some point in time on the athletic side, but you let yourself go. And now that you're older, you are afraid of presenting yourself, especially in front of strangers. Maybe thinking that someone is going to frown on you because you've gained some weight. You might even be obese. Maybe even pretty much obese. I don't want to use that term extremely, but obese is obese. That's heavier than just having 10, 15 pounds of weight on you, on your natural frame. And you still have been holding back, still have not made that move to a martial arts class or to a fitness class, depending on who I'm talking to and who's receiving this. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to encourage you that your health is important. You don't have to join a martial arts class if that's not what you want to do, but if you want to, then you should. Bite the bullet, go ahead and step out and just simply do it. Test the water. And you don't have to join a I said martial arts, but you don't have to join a fitness class right away. Make some phone calls. Inquire. See what might potentially fit you. And then take a step. But what I'm really getting at is this. And I've said this so many times, it's redundant. And that is, we only have one life on this planet. Just one. Don't you think you would be doing yourself a disservice if you checked out, and I mean pass away, and you could have not lived longer by your own hand? It's one thing to die accidentally. It's one thing to die from a car wreck that you don't expect, or maybe you drown accidentally. Maybe you're somewhere in the general public and some crazed individual shoots at someone, misses them, and hits you. And now you're gone. But the things that you can control, should I say it again, teacher? The things that you can control, you should. Don't you think it would be nice if you could add another 10, 15 years, meaningful years onto your life if you took care of your health? And don't you think it's a good thing to know that you have the ability to protect yourself in a self-defense situation if it were to occur? Don't you think so? Wouldn't it be nice just to know some fundamentals, some basics? You don't have to try and join a martial arts class so that you can be the kickboxing champion or the karate champion or the MMA champion of the world. You don't have to join for that reason. Join to get in shape. Join to learn some basic self-defense. At least. And again, with the health thing, the health situation, learn how to eat a proper diet. Trying your very best, your utmost to avoid the American diet, so-called diet, as much as you possibly can. Eating those things that are wholesome, those things that are real, those things that come from the earth to your plate and in your body, as opposed to all of the concoctions that are made by the food industries that's detrimental to us. Don't you think that's a good thing? So why don't you try it today? Why don't you try that today? I saw one individual earlier today when I was in the convenience store, other than mine. He was talking to the owner and he said he eats everything. And the debate / argument or discussion centered around eating pork. He said he eats pork. He said all meat is bad for you. And he went on this tirade and so forth. So I just knew him from the neighborhood. So I went about my business and left him with his, because he was determined that what he was saying was the gospel, so to speak. But I'm telling you, do your own research, your own due diligence, and find out what's the origin of the foods that you intake, that you're purchasing from your local grocery store, your national grocery chain, and from your restaurants as well. Find out. You would be surprised at what you've been putting in your body all this time, all of these years. And you know what? Doing a few push-ups, sit-ups, and at least a speed walk in your neighborhood or on a track somewhere, or even getting in a swimming pool, it's not going to hurt anybody. As a matter of fact, you'll feel good about yourself knowing that you're taking care of yourself and the future of yourself. I was in class not too long ago, and I was getting on my students. Some of them have, not all, but some of them have not been as diligent in their training as they should. And I had to make a point of that in a loving, firm way. And I said, it's funny that I'm your teacher. And right now, I can hit the floor, and they've seen me do this. 60, 70, 75 push-ups right now. And they grin, but they know because they've seen me do it. Now, if you are half my age, why can't you do? This is no reflection on my students. I'm just saying in general. If you are half my age, 30 or even 20, why can't you do 20 or 30 push-ups? 25, 30 sit-ups, 25 jumping jacks, 2-minute jump rope. Why can't you minimally do that? Hello? The reason you can't do that is because you don't do that. Hello? That was all I had to say, other than this before I part. If you want excellence in your life, in any capacity, you have to put the work in. That was it. And that was all.